Discover Akwa Ibom. Discover Akwa Ibom. Discover Akwa. Hey. Welcome to Akwa Ibom, the best place to be. Welcome to Akwa Ibom, the promised land. I discover Akwa Ibom, a peaceful people. So you are welcome to Akwa Ibom. Come on, come in.
Want to go home? I'm from Akwa Ibom. In case you don't know, Akwa Ibom,
welcome to the new Akwa Ibom state. Today, through God's divine mandate, Akwa Ibom is blessed with Governor Gabriel Emmanuel, who is committed to the industrialization of Akwa Ibom State, passionate in human capacity development and empowerment, creative in the area of agriculture, reliable in superior infrastructure, and focused on the Akwa Ibom project. Be part of the winning team. Come, let's build Akwa Ibom together.
The progress of this state lies in the unity and love we show to one another.
Gully erosion, the most devastating type of erosion, is one of the major global environmental problems. Many states in Nigeria are currently under the threat of this natural phenomenon. Like most states in the South and Southeast region of Nigeria, prone to this natural disaster, Akwa Ibom State has suffered greatly from it. This is due to the topography of the land, which makes the state very vulnerable, with far-reaching consequences on lives, properties, and vehicular movement for private and business purposes. Since assumption of office, Governor Emmanuel has committed huge resources to tackling this menace. The School of Nursing, Anwa in Uyo, was on the verge of extinction, but for the intervention of the state governor, who visited the site of the disaster immediately on assumption of office.
Look at the facilities, we had a look at the ravine. Immediately we left. In less than 2 weeks, 2 days, the School of Nursing was almost inside the ravine. I said, well, they say the steps of the righteous are ordered of God. Because probably, if I wasn't here that day, I could have probably been able to see the magnitude of the menace of that ravine. I think when I was told, we intervened immediately.
Another impending disaster was averted along the Calabar-Itu Highway, where the road was almost eaten up by the natural menace, but for the intervention of the governor, who ordered emergency measures to be undertaken immediately.
My problem with what we've seen here, this is a major natural, disaster that we're experiencing in this part of the country. What bothers me most is that this is the busiest commercial highway in the entire South-South. So, this happening right now means that the entire commercial activities in this area is grounded. And this road is also a major, taking the agri-products to people in this other area, up to the south, the southeast are all feeding from this road. Don't also forget, the quarries in this axis that supplies granite to the entire south, and southeast is this same road. So if you really analyze how important this road is to the entire south and southeast, you could actually see that it's one road that the federal government must do something urgently. It is overwhelming what we are seeing here. But I also hope at this point in time, the federal government will come to our aid, or at the very, very, very minimal expectation, they can actually agree for us to come into partnership. Doing anything on this road means that you've touched almost the entire south side and the entire southeast. And it's pathetic because, as the community leader said, a lot of people, we don't even know what happened. Because this may have kept in actually at night. But we're using our engineers right now to actually do a site search to ensure that no casualty. But I just pray there was none. But we must do something immediately. So I hope the federal government will actually come to our aid. But I want to reassure you, Akwa Ibom State government, we are very responsive to plights of people like this. That's why we are here. As the governor, that's why I'm here. And you can see the equipment are already on site. The contractor is already on site. We want to take immediate action as responsible and highly responsive government to plights of people like this. But at the same time, we believe the federal government will also extend that hand of fellowship and see what they can do.
The action of the governor was timely, as it saved lives and property around the axis.
I thank the government. The governor of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Udon Emmanuel, was here a few days back, and Niger Pets are doing a very good work, and I thank him so much. I really thank him and I appreciate him. In fact, he's a wonderful governor, seeing the plight and coming to rescue us. In fact, I thank him, and I'm also pleading with the federal government that they should please come to assistance and help us.
So, in fact, we are happy to see. We believe that this work will be done, and we call on the government to come to the federal government, because I know the federal government should do this work. We appeal to them to come and help us. Minus that, this Kalabaitu road will be cut off.
But I'm very, very happy. I am very, very happy, because this is exactly what we have been expecting. And since they arrived here on Monday, I saw the changes. You will agree with me that something positive has been done, or something positive is going on right now. I want to appeal to them through the media to please come to our aid. Let them come and assist the state government, because it seems the work is beyond the capacity of the state government. Let the federal government come up, please.
A major erosion control work being undertaken by the state government in conjunction with the new map is ongoing at Etemumana Street, Uyo, and the Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Inyesien, sheds more light.
Gully erosion situation in Akwa Ibom State has been very, very critical and demanding. Maybe I might start by saying that we have well over 1,000 gully erosion sites mapped out and documented across all the local government areas of the state, and they're in various magnitude. And I must also say that this was done about 1.5 years ago, and the sites are very dynamic. I'm sure once we go back to review them, they would have really deteriorated. The situation has been so bad that in very recent times, sometime last year, World Bank had to come in to give us some assistance. A procedure they've really not undertaken, since the coming on board of the erosion control project called Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project. So the situation is really bad, and the cost implication is also so high that the state government alone cannot cope. So we've gone to World Bank for assistance through the Nigerian Erosion and Watershed Management Project. We've had a number of designs put in place. 3 of those designs have been approved by World Bank, and the emergency implementation has been undertaken in one of the sites, that is Etemumana site, because the gully head was virtually caving in, and World Bank came in, the chief procurement officer came in, even the country director of World Bank came in to see things for himself, and by the time he was through, he saw the need for approval, giving no objection to an emergency intervention. That was given. We went through a long process, and I'm happy to say that the emergency construction project has been put in place, and I must also quickly mention that emergency structure is going to be part of the permanent structure that will eventually be put in place, to control the serious gully erosion around Itimumana and gully erosion sites.
Now we are planting, we are building. Bring your own idea, make we build Akwa Ibom State. Don't turn and stand and look, don't sit and look, don't talk and yeah. Meanwhile they do nothing, don't look and stand and say. They say I hear, they say. Have you gone to check whether the thing is true, my brother? Udom is walking. Hey, hashtag Udom is walking. Hashtag Udom is walking. Hey, hashtag Udom is walking. Development is a gradual process. Let's join our hands together with Governor Udom Emmanuel to build Akwa Ibom State.
Akwa Ibom State lies within the rain belt zone of the country and is below sea level. And as a result, flooding due to persistent heavy rains has become a perennial problem. Despite the best efforts of successive administrations in the state, Uyo, the state capital, and other parts of the state are experiencing devastating floods whenever the heavens open up, leading to traffic disruptions and destruction of lives and property. This has been of utmost concern to the state governor, who swung into action to bring the situation under control and save the people from untold hardship. One of the early actions the governor took in 2015 was to undertake an inspection tour of some drainage sites under construction in and around the state capital, where he assured that hardship faced by residents and motorists would be a thing of the past. Oron local government area is among the worst hit erosion and flood prone places in the state and country. Upon assumption of office, Governor Emmanuel defied heavy rains and visited the town to have a first-hand experience of the situation, where he assured of prompt intervention in the persistent erosion and flooding menace threatening the area. He said he was committed to restoring economic and aquatic cultural life, which Oron had long been known for, and that he would commence the construction of drainage channels to control flood in Oron town before reaching out to the hinterlands. Much achievement has been recorded since then, as major drainages have been constructed while others are ongoing.
This Abestonic Road by Custom Jetty. The whole place you see were taken away by the gully erosion. We have reclaimed all this area and channeled the outfall, which direct from Mainland Avenue to this place about 1.96 kilometers, as I said earlier, and discharged additional protection. So where you see the culvert, you see is a triple cell culvert, 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.5 at the discharge point, while the outfall itself is 2.5 meters by 3 meters, discharging from our underground from Mainland Avenue down to this place. This is our terminal point of 868 meters road from the 00 point which you entered to this point.
A major challenge in Uyo is the area of drainage. More so, taking into cognizance the climatic conditions of the state, which records about the heaviest amount of rainfall yearly in the country. Lack of wide and connecting roads, coupled with poor drainage plan, joined forces to make the city a nightmare to motorists and residents during the rainy season. Another major fallout of the rising status of the state, and Uyo particularly, was a property boom. Buildings sprung up rapidly, mostly without plan for roads and drains and in total disregard for the city's master plan. Drainage lines and rights of way were violated as buildings were erected on them. Consequently, flooding gradually became a permanent feature whenever the heavens opened up. Houses and streets were often submerged, with residents losing valuables. To tackle the flooding challenge in Uyo, the state government has drawn up a drainage master plan, with a key component being that every road project must have drains. Section of Nsikaredwalk Avenue by 4 lanes traffic lights junction was notorious for flooding challenges. Property owners around the area abandoned them, while a big pool of water, which was a permanent feature, became a car wash for keke riders. But that has become history, as a massive underground drainage constructed by the present government has ensured that the nightmare is now a distant memory.
Today, where we are standing, what is buried underground is much more than what the eyes can see. The drainage that we've done here will be able to take water in the whole of this area. So what we need to do is, as we do further development, we'll only be linking with what has been done here. I think I have some schematics of what was done there. You can see the open gully that was done before it was covered to become the road. This normally is supposed to have been a federal project. As the highest oil producing state in the whole country, this normally is supposed to be a federal project. It is not where a federal agency throws 50 million at us and then we start rejoicing over 50 million naira. This is a project of multi-billion naira that we are doing that's supposed to have been a federal project. Similar problem that we're having along IBB Avenue. World Bank is taking interest. So many international organizations are taking interest. When World Bank did the last assessment, the World Bank people told us it's going to cost us about 53 billion naira to take water out of IBB and the Secretariat. That can give you the estimate of what it costs to take water out of this area to where we are right now.
By 4 lane that used to have a river somewhere about where we are seated. This work started sometime 2015 August. 1.5 kilometer of this drainage on the ground, and what you have on top is a road. But let me trace back the very beginning. At the very beginning, there was a 2.4 kilometer from Jonathan Boulevard to Oboridem River, which on this project is called Phase 1. The Phase 2 started from Ring Road 3 to Udo-Udoma for 4.4 kilometers. This administration made the second phase and completed it, and has also completed what I would call Phase 3. So as we are seated here today, we have 3 major drainages linked up together. 1.5 kilometers from here to Udo-Udoma, from Udo-Udoma to Ring Road 3, which links up to the Ring Road to Jonathan Boulevard. So Ring Road, the Phase 2 is Udo-Udoma to Ring Road 3, 4.4 kilometers, and 2.4 from Jonathan Boulevard to Oboridem River. So as we are sitting, the totality of where we have water here is fully discharged to Oboridem River, making a total of 8.3 kilometers of underground and surface drain.
Behind the Tropicana Entertainment Complex is another key part of the drainage master plan, currently under construction.
I want to live where Udon dey. I don't want to be where Udon no dey. I don't want to be where Udon no dey. I want to be where Udon dey.
The flooding challenge around a wet housing estate extension, Asongoma, is being addressed as construction of an underground drain across the Ederepan Avenue, 4 lanes, is almost completed. And Commissioner for Works, Ifreme Yangayen, explains the importance of the works.
I didn't want to find a temporary solution, so we wanted to find something permanent. That's why we embarked on doing drains and roads, 16 of them, around the entire extension to cause water to flow. Today, you can see that we've gone as far as taking the water of this extension on Ederepan. That's why we are breaking that dualized road to ensure that the water of this extension gets into that main drain. The simple understanding and situation that we can all see is that these 2 houses were completely built almost underground to the level of the road we're going to do. And we cannot do the road lower than this level because it has to align with the other roads that are in the sub-extension of a warehousing. That these 2 buildings has to go down today. We have to pull them down, make it an open area. No one is going to live here. You can clearly see that these houses are built far below the road level. The road level, by the stick behind me, or by the marks on the wall, is on top of their roof. It's on top of their roof. That's the level the contractor has just told me the level of the road will be, the level of the drain.
During an inspection visit to the site, the governor expressed satisfaction at what he saw.
Deeply impressed. The quality, the distance covered, and what we've done so far. Actually, I didn't know that with the money we've deployed, even within this estate, that we've done in total 3 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 up to 10 roads have been done within this housing extension alone. But the high point is the drainage that I've actually seen. We know the devastating impact of those drains, and I don't want to go into detail, but seeing the quality of what they've done there, even the concepts on how to take out those outfall drains, I think it's quite impressive. Politicians just pardon me, because the only complaint they have against me is that I've done almost 3 times what the first-time governor could do. That's almost 3 to 4 times what the first-time governor could do. If that's the only offense I've committed, I'm sure they will pardon me. Because we are poised to work. We came here with a whole lot of passion to do a whole lot. I don't see myself as a first-time governor. I see myself as somebody who has a mission, and we're on a course here, not an applause. So we'll do a lot more. And let people just wait I think within the week also, with the infrastructures we've built, you see a whole lot more of the site we'll visit and see the number of factories that are coming up in this state.
Efforts by the state government to combat erosion and flooding in the state is yielding result, as communities under threat have been rescued, while flooding, particularly in the state capital, has greatly reduced. That, indeed, is a mark of good and responsible governance.
I'm from Akwa Ibom, in case you don't know. Akwa Ibom,
Welcome to the new Akwa Ibom State. Today, through God's divine mandate, Akwa Ibom is blessed with Governor Emmanuel, who is committed to the industrialization of Akwa Ibom State, passionate in human capacity development and empowerment, creative in the area of agriculture, reliable in superior infrastructure, and focused on the Akwa Ibom project. Be part of the winning team. Come, let's build Akwa Ibom together.
The progress of this state lies with the unity and love we show to one another.
This message is brought to you courtesy Ministry of Information and Strategy, Akwa Ibom State.